Oh my God, if I start a podcast, how on earth am I going to think of things to talk about every week? Is that something that has gone through your mind? Is that something that worries you? Let me reassure you, it's not that hard. So stick around. I'm going to show you how. Before we get into it, remember to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the tips and tricks on how to thrive in life and in business. Hey, my name is Olivia D'Souza. I'm dedicated to helping multi-passionate entrepreneurs turn their dreams into reality by building a career and a life they love and making a positive impact in the world. I'm a podcast and social media manager, a singer-songwriter, a kids music creator, a fadishta, a wife and a mum. I'm the secret weapon behind many 6- and 7-figure entrepreneurs, helping them shine a light and call in the people they are here to serve. And now I'm here to help you. This podcast is here to help you learn and be inspired. You'll learn about podcasting, lead generation, business, and all about the real life stories of people behind the businesses just like you. Think of it as a place to hang out with your like-minded business bestie who gets what it's like. So grab a cuppa and hit subscribe so we can hang out again. This is Magnetic Pod, the podcast.
I am here and I'm ready to be brave. Cannot miss me, I'll stand on every stage. I'm available for my destiny to reach my people.
Coming up with new content ideas can feel challenging, but really it's the worrying about it is bigger than the actual doing and coming up with the ideas. You can do it. So I'm going to go through all the different ways, and you don't have to take notes because I've got a download in the show notes so that you'll be able to get that and have all the ideas to remind you how to generate ideas for your podcast. So first of all, ask your audience. Really, seriously, I have done posts where I've just said, what is stopping you from starting a podcast? What is your fear around podcasts? What do you most want to know about podcasts? Just ask. And it is such gold to have those answers there. So that's one very simple thing you can do. Secondly, just start to look at everything through the lens of seeing the opportunities for content. Specifically, I'm talking about what people ask you. What are your clients asking you? What are you helping them with right now? And why are you helping them with that? It's because they've got a need, a pain point, something that you can speak to. They've come to you because I need help with this thing. That should give you some ideas in itself. They've come to you with a problem. For example, one of my clients shared with me some of the frustration she had around time management because she had people in her life that didn't take her business seriously and who imposed on her time a lot. And that became an idea for a podcast because I had a lot to say about time management and I could speak to that aspect of it, and that came from a real experience. So think about the real experiences that are happening that you can speak on without necessarily naming and giving people's private details out to the world, but you just can draw on the ideas of what you see around you happening. If you've helped anyone recently, that means you've got something to talk about. You can help others with that same thing. Another thing is forums and book reviews. For example, if you go to look up Amazon, choose a book, have a look, and go to the reviews section, it's actually really interesting to see what people say about it. I love this because it really helped me with XYZ. I didn't like this because I was thinking it would help me with ABC and it didn't. The reviews are surprisingly such an interesting and out-of-the-box way to get ideas for content as well. Another source is Reddit. Go have a look there and search and see what people are talking about. The two that I use mostly are Facebook and LinkedIn. So all you have to do is go up to the search bar and type in whatever your area is. So for me, I would put podcasts mainly, and then you'll see that people are saying, hey, does anyone know someone that helps with XYZ for podcasts? So side note, it's also a good way to potentially find leads, but you'll see them asking questions about the things they're struggling with. Also, you can join specific groups that relate to your niche and look at the frequently asked questions. Sometimes there are even banned things to talk about because they'll say, people are always asking about this thing. Do a search first and find the answers. It's asked about several times every week. So keep an eye on those things. Those are content ideas. Next, keyword research tools. Tools like Keywords Everywhere and Answer the Public. Answer the Public is the one that I use more. you can put in a word and see what are the most searched terms around that word, and that will give you an idea. Another thing is Google. You can Google in a search term and then it'll give you something like people also asked about, and give you a list of what the people also asked about. And then you can get ideas of what people are asking about. The other thing is that you can redo stuff you've done before, because you can do the 2023, 2024 version of something you've done before, because people keep asking about it and things change and update. So, for example, I have spoken before about creating content ideas, but when I did that, there was no such thing as AI. And now there is, and that is definitely another tool that you can use. So you can go in there and say, hey, my target market is this, I do that. What are the main pain points of my target market? And that is one way that you can get lots of ideas. It's a game changer. So that is another way you can use it. So those are the main ideas. And also, the other thing to consider when you're coming up with content ideas is, do you have anything coming up that you are launching, that you're planning to promote? You might decide to do content that is relevant to that, so it kind of ties in with anything that you are promoting. So generating ideas for your podcast or your YouTube channel doesn't have to be daunting. Really, there are a few tools that you can use and you will never, ever run out of content ideas. I promise. Get started. Worrying about it is harder than doing. So sit down, try these steps that I have suggested, and come up with a list. And if you can come up with 50, you've got enough for a year. So head to my show notes. You can download all those different ideas that I've mentioned of how to do it. And then let me know how you go. I really, really want to know. My contact details are in the show notes. I'll see you next time. See you. Bye.
I am here and I'm ready to be brave. Cannot miss me, I'll stand on every stage. I'm available for my destiny to reach my people. Gonna be a star, so if you pass on me.
Hello, it's Livy here. Have you ever wondered about what the key elements are that make a podcast truly stand out? Or maybe you're thinking about starting your own special podcast and feel a bit overwhelmed and don't know where to start? Well, I have something for you. Introducing the Ultimate Podcast Checklist. Da, 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 da. It's a step-by-step guide that covers everything from the initial brainstorming to advanced growth strategies. It's the perfect companion for both new and seasoned podcasters. And the best part, it's absolutely free. Da, 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 da. To grab your copy, simply head to the show notes of this episode and you will find a direct link there, and then away you go. Remember, every podcast started with that initial spark and the right resource, so let the Ultimate Podcasting Checklist be yours.